Luis D. Agustin from UMS-7. So for today's video, I'm going to discuss about exact and ordinary interest, including approximate and actual time. So let's proceed.
Exact interest is a process of calculating interest on a debt based on a 365 days, while the ordinary interest is process of calculating interest on a debt based on a 360 days. So the formula that we are going to use in exact interest is equal to principal times rate times the number of the day over 365. While the ordinary interest, we are going to use this formula. Ordinary interest is equal to principal times rate times the number of the day over 360. So our first example is find the ordinary and exact interest on 20,500 pesos per 106 days at 6% interest. So, ang una nating gagawin is to list down all the given. So, meron tayo dyang principal, rate, and time. So, ang principal natin is 20,500. Ang rate naman natin dyan ay 6%. And we're going to convert it into decimal. So, magiging sagot natin dyan ay 0.06. So, ang gagawin nyo lang dyan ay gamitin nyo lang yung calculator nyo. So, 6 divided by 100. At yun na yung magiging sagot into decimal point. So, next naman is yung time, which is yung 106 days. Ang sunod naman natin gagawin is to find the ordinary and exact interest. So, unahin muna natin yung ordinary interest. So, yung formulang gagamitin natin is principal times rate times number of days over 360 since ordinary interest yung kukunin natin. So next naman natin gagawin dyan is to substitute all the given. So ordinary interest is equals to 20,500. Tapos yung rate naman natin is which is 0.06. Lagyan natin ng close and open parenthesis 0.06 tas close natin. Then times, tas isulat natin yung ating time which is 160 days. Divided by nung denominator natin which is 360. So kapag nasulat nyo na yan, i-input nyo lang yan sa scientific calculator nyo. Since first liner nga lang yung gamit ko, ang ginamit ko lang ay is 20,500 open parenthesis 0.06 close parenthesis times open parenthesis 106 divided by 360 close parenthesis. So yung makukuha nyo sagot dyan ay ordinary interest is equals to 362.17. So always get the two decimal places and kung pwede siyang i-round off nyo siya. Okay, since natapos na natin kunin yung ordinary interest natin is we're going to proceed in exact interest. So ang gagamitin nating formula dyan is exact interest is equal to principal times rate times the number of day over 365. So next natin gagawin dyan is to substitute all the given. So the principal here is 20,500 open parenthesis 0.06 times close parenthesis times open parenthesis 106 times 3 165 close parenthesis. So i-input nyo lang yan sa scientific calculator nyo tapos ang makukuha nyang sagot dyan ay 357.21. Always get the two decimal places. So our second example is find the ordinary and exact interest on 100,000 pesos per 90 days at 7.5 simple interest. So ang una natin gagawin is to list down all the given. Meron tayo dyang principal, rate, and time. So ang principal natin ay 100,000 pesos. While the rate naman natin ay 7.5%. So, i-convert natin siya into decimal. I-input nyo lang sa calculator nyo ang 7.5 divided by 100 and lalabas na dyan ay 0.075. Next naman is yung time natin which is yung 90 days. So, ang next naman natin gagawin dyan is to find the ordinary and exact interest. So, unahin muna natin yung ordinary interest. So, ang gagamitin nating formula sa ordinary interest ay ordinary interest is equals to principal times rate times the number of day over 360. Since ang hinahanap nga natin is ordinary interest. So, ang next naman natin gagawin dyan is to input all the given and substitute all the given. So, ordinary interest equal 100,000 times the rate, which is open parenthesis 0.075 close parenthesis times number of days, which is open parenthesis 90 divided by 360 close parenthesis. So, i-input nyo lang ulit yan sa calculator nyo. And lalabas na agad yung sagot, which is ordinary interest equals 1,875. So, eksakto siya. Wala siyang decimals. So, ang next naman natin gagawin is to find exact interest. So, ganun lang din ang gagamitin. Ang formula naman ng exact interest is equals to principal times rate times number of days over 365. Since exact interest yung kukunin natin, isa-substitute nyo lang lahat ng given. So, exact interest is equals to principal, which is yung 100,000 times the rate 0.075 times the time, which is 90 days divided by 375. So, i-input nyo lang ulit yan sa calculator nyo and ang lalabas dyan na sagot ay 1,849.32. So, our third and last example is find the ordinary and exact interest on 15,000 pesos per 63 days at 3.2% simple interest. So, una natin gagawin is to list down all the given, which is the principal, rate, and time. So, ang principal natin ngayon is 15,000 pesos. Ang rate naman natin is 3.2%. So, i-convert natin yan into decimal. I-input natin sa calculator natin ang 3.2 divided by 100. So, ang makukuha niyong sagot doon ay 0.032. So, ang time naman natin ay 65 days. So, ang next na gagawin naman natin ay to find ordinary and exact interest. So, i-compute na natin siya. Unahin muna natin yung ordinary interest. So, gagamitin natin yung formulang ordinary interest equals to principal times rate times number of day over 360. Since ordinary interest nga ang hinahanap natin. And next, isa-substitute natin lahat ng given, which is ordinary interest equals 15,000 times open parenthesis 0.032 close parenthesis times number of day, which is open parenthesis 65 days divided by 360 close parenthesis. So, ganun lang din. I-input nyo lang ulit yan sa calculator nyo. And ang makukuha nyong sagot is 86.67 pesos. So, di-round off ko siya at yan yung nakuha kong sagot. So, next naman is yung sa exact interest. I-compute naman natin siya. So, ang formulang gagamitin natin sa exact interest is exact interest is equals to principal times rate times number of days over 365 since ang hinahanap nga natin ay exact interest. So, ganun ulit. Isa-substitute natin ulit yung mga given. So, exact interest equals 15,000 times open parenthesis 0.032 close parenthesis times open parenthesis 65 divided by 365 close parenthesis. So, ang magiging sagot ay exact interest equals 85.48. So, nag-round off lang din ako. So, since naturo ko na sa inyo on how to calculate the ordinary and exact interest, you're now going to proceed answering this activity. Calculate the ordinary and exact interest of the following. So if you're interested answering this activity, you can pause the video and answer it. But if you're not, then might as well skip this part and proceed into the next topic. After answering, we're now going to proceed to check your work. And you may now start. So let's proceed in checking your answer. So, unahin muna natin kunin yung ordinary interest. So, just substitute again. 10,000 yung principal. So, yung rate natin is 2% and convert it into decimal 0.02 times the number of days, which is 30. So, since ordinary interest yung kinukuha natin, i-divide natin siya in 360 and just input that on your calculator. And ang makukuha niyang sagot ay 16.67. Ang next naman ay ang exact interest. Ganun ulit, substitute lang natin yung mga given, which is exact interest equals 10,000 times 0.02 times 30 divided by 365. So, ang magiging sagot ay 16.44. And ganito rin kung paano i-compute ang number 3 at number 2. Ang next topic naman natin is how to compute or solve the actual and approximate time between days. So before that, i-identify muna natin yung mga months na meron tayo in a year. So meron tayong January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. So bago tayo magtungo sa pinaka-discussion natin about sa actual and approximate time, i-identify muna natin ulit kung ilan ba yung mga days na meron dyan sa mga month na yan. So, paano nga ba natin may identify yung mga days dyan? Since napakaraming nalilito kung 31 ba or 30 days na meron dyan sa month na yan. So, ang gagamitin lang natin dyan or ang technique lang na gagamitin natin dyan is gamitin lang natin yung hands natin. As typically in our knuckles. So, ano nga bang meron sa knuckles na yan? So, kung makikita nyo sa pictures, ay makikita nyo sa knuckles ang buto at yung pagitan ng buto ng knuckles nyo. Ano nga ba ang gagawin natin dyan? Paano nga ba natin may identify ang days dyan using our knuckles? So, ang gagawin lang natin dyan is magbibilang tayo at itatapat lang natin yung mga months sa knuckles natin. Yung mga buto sa knuckles natin ay yun yung mga months na may 31 days. Yung mga months naman na nasa pagitan ng knuckles natin is yun yung may mga 30 days. Pero take note, sa February, hindi natin i-identify kung 31 days ba siya or 30 lang. Kasi, ang February meron lang siyang 28 or 29 days. So, sa 29 days, ang February ay ibig sabihin lang nun ay may taon na, ang taon na yon is ma-identify natin as leap year. So, paano nga ba natin may identify kung leap year yung taon na yon? So, ang gagawin lang natin, we just have to divide yung year na kukunin mo. Kunwari, yung year na nasa screen is 2004. Tapos, we just have to put 2004 and i-divide mo siya into 4. Tapos, kapag 501 yung sagot na lumabas, ma-identify nyo siya as a leap year. Pero, kung may point na sagot yung lumabas, kunwari, yung sagot niya is 501.79 or anything na may point, yan ay hindi leap year. So, hindi siya ma-identify na leap year kapag may point or decimals. So, ma-identify mo lang na leap year yung taon na yon kung i-divide nyo yung taon na yon sa 4 at kakalabasan ay exact na sagot, which is walang decimal or point. So, ngayon natapos na natin i-identify kung ilang days ang mga months na to. Isusulat naman natin kung ilang days ang mga months na to. So, sa January, meron tayong 31 days since nakatapat siya sa visible na buto na may part ng knuckles natin. So, yung February natin, syempre 29 kung 2004 yan. Then, 31 days. Sa August, meron tayong 31. Sa September, meron tayong 30. Sa October, meron tayong 31. Sa November, meron tayong 30 days. At sa December, meron tayong 31 days. So kung ito-total nyo yan, kung ang taon na to hindi leap year, kung yung 28 ang ginamit nyo sa taong February, ang kakalabasan niyan ay 365 days sa isang taon. Pero kung yung taon na yon ay leap year at ginamit mo si 29 sa January, so may idadagdag lang kayo ng 1 sa 365 days at ang sagot ay magiging 366 days kapag ka-leap year yung taon na yon. Pero kapag hindi siya leap year, 28 lang siya. So, yun. So, ngayon magpro-proceed naman tayo on how to calculate the actual and approximate time. So, before that, i-define muna natin kung ano yung actual time. Actual time is the exact number of days between two dates. So, ibig sabihin, yung actual time, in order for us to calculate the actual time, we need to use the number of days in a month. So, ang gagawin natin, kukunin natin or gagamitin natin yung mga talagang days na meron yung mga months natin in a year. So, kunwari yung sa January meron siyang 31 days, so 31 days ang gagamitin natin. Sa approximate time naman ay, approximate time is a measuring time using the assumption that there are 30 days in a month. So, ang ibig sabihin sa approximate time, in order for us to solve the approximate time, we need to assume that all of the months has just 30 days. So, lahat ng months sa actual time, kung sa January 31 days yan, sa approximate time, magiging 30 days na siya. Kahit po sa February na sa actual time, 29 or 28 siya. Sa approximate time, ang February is magiging 30 na din. As same as sa lahat ng months na meron tayo hanggang sa December 30. Kung yung December natin may 31 days sa actual time, then here in approximate time, meron lang siyang 30 days. So sa approximate time, i-assume lang natin na lagi na sa lahat ng months na meron tayo sa isang year or per year, meron lang tayong 30 days per month. Kung sa actual time, kung ilan yung days na talagang meron sa isang month, yun lang yung ilalagay natin. So for example, sa January, January 31, meron tayo dyan 31 days. So yun, yung gagamitin natin in order for us to calculate the actual time. So now we are going to proceed in calculating the actual time and approximate time between dates. So our first example is March 4, 2004 to January 5, 2005. So ngayon ika-calculate lang natin yung actual and approximate time. So unahin muna natin yung actual time. So ano nga ba yung mga months and dates or days na nakapaloob sa date na binigay? So since March 4, 2004 hanggang January 5, 2005, so isusulat lang natin lahat na nakapaloob dyan sa March. Meron tayong 4 dyan. Sa actual time natin, yung gagamitin natin is yung mga actual na months or dates doon sa mga months. So, March natin, meron tayong 31 days. Pero since hanggang 4 lang yan, i-minus natin siya ng 4. So, ang March na lang natin ngayon is magiging 27 days na lang. Since 4 nag-start. Next naman is April 30. Meron tayong 30 days sa April. Sa May may 31. Sa June may 30. Sa July may 31. Sa August may 31. Sa September meron tayong 30. Sa October meron tayong 31. Sa November meron tayong 30. Sa December meron tayong 31. So, itong mga months na to ay 2004 sila. Since hanggang January 5 lang. So, ano bang susunod sa December? Siyempre, January. Ito yung January 2005 na, since another year na naman to. Since sa January 5, since sa January 5, so January 5 ang nakalagay dyan. So, ilalagay lang din natin as 5. And now we are going to compute or add all the days na meron sa mga months na nakapaloob sa ating given para makuha natin yung actual time natin. So, kapag na-compute nyo na yon, ang lalabas na sagot ay 307 days. So, now naman, kukunin na natin yung approximate time. So, since approximate na yung kukunin natin, so lahat ng months na nakapaloob sa dates na given is a-assume lang natin sila na meron lang silang 30 days. So, kanina sa March, meron tayong 31. Ngayon naman gagawin na natin siyang 30. Since i-assume nga natin na 30 days lang sila. At ima-minus 4 lang natin, then ang makukuha natin dyan is 26 na lang. So, magiging 26 na lang ang March. So, sa April hanggang December ay automatic 30 days na silang lahat. So, sa January 2005, same lang din. We're just going to copy the specific date na nakalagay sa January. So, ito total mo lang din lahat at ang magiging sagot ay 301 days. So, dito sa part na to, ay there are 4 remaining examples. So, kung nagtataka kayo kung bakit hindi ko na siya in-explain sa video or hindi ko na siya sinolve, dahil yung sa first na sinolve ko kaninang example, same lang din ng solving niya dito sa 4 remaining na example na ito. Kaya hindi ko na siya sinolve. So, kung paano ko sinolve yung first na example ko kanina, ganun lang din naman isa-solve tong 4 remaining na to. If people do not believe that mathematics is simple, it is only because they do not realize how complicated life is. By John von Neumann.
That's all for today. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something in this video. Again, I am Michael Luis D. Agustin, grade 11 from UMS-7.